Hi, and welcome to Drive Facebook Live. I'm Tony Whistler, and this is my good friend Carla Weiss. Hi,
Hi,
Carla.
everybody. Hi,
How goes it?
Tony. Good. How's it going with you?
I'm hanging in there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we have a great show today. We have Javier Chacon Jr. of JC Diesel. He and his father run the shop. And say hi to everybody, Javier.
Hello, everyone. Javier Chacon Jr. here. Pleasure to be joining you folks. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Hi, Javier.
Tell us a little bit about your shop, where it's at, what you got going on, just to give everybody some familiarity on what's going on in your shop.
Okay, so right now we're situated in North Las Vegas, Nevada by the Motor Speedway. Uh, we are in a comfy little facility, little shop, about 5,500 usable shop floor space. We have three techs on the floor, one service advisor, myself, and an administrator slash bookkeeper. We are doing our best to take on as many fleet accounts as possible, learning how to position ourselves to make that manageable and of course actionable for our clients. Uh, you know, I try to remain as calm as possible because I can only imagine the fear one might experience if they saw the captain or the pilot sweating. That's where I'm
Yeah,
learning everything from marketing to finance to everything in between. And yeah, so it's a lot, but it's been very enriching thus far.
well, very good. So I heard that you guys have had some real uptick in your acquiring of fleets, and I also heard that you've taken on that hat directly, like you're going out and doing the outside sales. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, that is
So tell
correct.
us about how that's gone, because I'm very curious, because it seems like you did a pretty good job of like building your fleet pretty extensively. Can we get, do you mind throwing some numbers around on that so we can get some idea of how effective that outside sales have been?
So so I'll start like where we're at right now. We are the all the work that's coming in anyhow through the door is about a 60-40 split fleet to retail. And the goal is to get it up to about 85-15. The reason being is that just in our experience, or at least where we're situated, we tend to be a better fit for fleet accounts than retail, because we can't cover everything from tuning to, these lifts and alignments. Folks, they like to put on the bells and whistles, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we're more fit for those kind of fleets. And I started about a year and a half ago aiming at fleets, and I would visit these shops and these accounts and these folks, and most of the time I would be asked, well, I'll say this, so it's clean. I was asked to leave in an enthusiastic manner. And
Encouraging matter, huh?
yes, yeah. And after I got I started sitting in my office and making calls instead and setting up appointments to the people that were, amenable to that, open to that sort of thing. We started working on like pamphlets and press books and all that good stuff just to have it ready, friction modifiers, those little, not to exceed agreements just to make us really easy to deal with and work with. And everything has changed since then. I've gotten a lot better at having my little, this is just from when they say hello. Sometimes you have a really bubbly person and like, okay, I got time to speak. And sometimes you have a very dry, yeah, what do you want? About
Yeah.
5 seconds before this person hangs up on me. So everything's changed. I utilize Excel to make a matrix of like who, when, where, what, and why, so that I can schedule calls out, schedule meetings, and just keep track of that because, with pen and paper and a notebook, it was getting very, very, very messy.
That's
Nice.
pretty
Do you,
good.
do you do a lot of like physically going into these businesses, or do you just do most of it over the phone?
Now, most of it over the phone. I do visit if they're open to having a meeting. Most folks, these fleet operators, they're so dang busy that most of the time, yeah, send me an email. And so when that happens, I have to follow up several times because they forget about me practically the second we stop speaking. And the people that do want me to visit, like I said, I have all my press book and all that good stuff ready to rock and roll. And there are companies who all of their numbers they forward over to corporate offices, and so there I have no choice but to go and flip that coin and see how that goes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have your little package with your press book and stuff. Is it an actual book or is it a file or what do you have?
Well, right now we have a pamphlet. The I had a book, like a small booklet, but we're gonna have to remake it because the laptop that I'm doing this on is a new one, and the old one, well, just bought the farm, and that with a lot of other really useful things was lost.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Brian Justin and Chris Mitchell watching. You know
Nice.
these people? Huh? I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
So I'm really curious because I heard that you did a master's degree, and I'm really curious how, you know, looks from the videos that I was watching, it looks like teching, how to fix, um, you know, the vehicles, the trucks. So how did you come and go and ended up back in the business and all that jazz?
Well, my grandfather was an industrial mechanic, and a lot of the skills he passed on to my father. My dad tells a story, whether it's true or not, I have no idea, but it's a funny one nonetheless. When he was 12, he put some spare pieces together and made a little go-kart when he was 12 and got a pack of lollipops to go pick up some girls. Whether that's true or not, I can't say.
At 12, he
Yeah.
was
Well,
he was ahead of the
well,
curve there.
like when you own a car, the girls
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Heartbreaker. And I grew up with my dad. He was a laborer for a long time. He retired from the laborers union here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And on the weekends, he'd work on trucks, cars, all sorts of stuff, carburation, fuel injection, all sort of electrical. And he was completely 100% self-taught. And, you know, I was young. I didn't want to go out there. I'd help him do an oil change, like give me those spark plugs and hand me that tool. And, little by little, I got a little handy in my own right. And when I returned after college, I figured, I'll continue helping my dad on his driveway. And about 2, 3 years into that, we figured, hey, we're getting pretty handy with the diesel vehicles. Why don't we open up a brick and mortar? And we did, May of 23, and we're in this location here since April of 24.
Very cool. Well, I find it interesting what you majored in. Can you let everyone know what your master's degree is in?
Yes, music performance. I was an orchestral violist. I played the viola for many years. I, oh, sorry, I just got some on my screen here. I played the viola for many years. Um, I was fortunate enough to travel a lot, play with a lot of very, very gifted individuals, and I still enjoy my music from time to time, but I am a somewhat impatient person. Uh, I don't think that music would have given me everything that I wanted. I wanted to start a family, have my own business, and I can be as disagreeable as a yard dog, you know. So I don't
As
think
a
I was,
viola? No.
yeah, I don't think I
Yeah.
was a good fit for that world ultimately.
Yeah, I totally get that. But anyway, cool.
So we have Mark Graham,
Mark
uh,
Granum
Mark
of
Graham
Mobile Mark.
of Mobile Mark is
Yeah, Mark
watching.
Granum.
He says, in the house, greetings from Florida, visiting Ohio. So I guess he's gallivanting in Ohio.
Nice. So, what's the temperature like in Vegas right now?
Right now, mid to low hundreds, 105.
Yeah, so it's cool still.
Relatively speaking, yeah. I'm really wishing for a mild summer. I prefer the cold. I can't stand it physically. I'll die with a smile in a blizzard, but this heat, oh, I grimace the whole day long.
Get it? Do your bays? Do you have any cooling or environmental control inside your bays, or do your techs all work in that heat?
No, we have a swamp cooler that's built into the ceiling.
Mhm.
We got it up and running, and then we have this giant box one on the floor, and then a smaller one for, if a guy's working under a truck, we just point it down and
Nice. And I love that you can use swamp coolers where you are and they actually function. Because I remember when I lived in a more arid climate, they were very effective.
yes.
They weren't, they were actually very effective. So that's good. They can push a lot of air.
Yes, they do. No, they're a lifesaver for sure.
Yeah. So that's good. It's very cool. And you have how many staff? What's the count? The number?
So including my father and I, it's currently six.
Cool.
Alrighty. Cool.
Cool.
Very good. So that's how many techs complete
Three
in total?
three techs. I pop in every now and again to help diag, especially the electronic diag.
Mhm.
So it's kind of this floating number between three and four,
Hmm.
including my father and I.
Cool. Very nice.
So I'm being asked to read this. Chris Mitchell is saying, "Hi there. I'm the dry field rep that went into JC Diesel for the SBA. I'm so happy to hear how well you, Javier, are doing."
Yes, I do recall. Yes. I
Yeah,
hope
Here's
you're
that's
doing
your
well,
here's
Chris.
your
sir.
field rep. Here's the guy that
Yes.
got you onto the SBA.
He's the
Yes,
one that got you into all this trouble.
Exactly.
now I know who to blame.
Exactly. So, how long have you been with Drive?
Officially since the end of December 2025.
Oh, okay. So not too long.
No, not long. Not
No.
long at all. You're making good progress.
It sounds like you
Doing
are.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that your numbers have been pretty good and fairly consistent over the last couple of months. Can you tell us a little bit about that if you don't mind talking numbers?
No, not at all. Prior, a lot of things lined up for us. We got a lot of systems in place that we were struggling to, just connect all the dots, really. And we were a 50 to 70K a month shop in the beginning of 26, and now we're hitting consistent 100, 125
So
a
you
month.
doubled it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's really great.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
we got we got some things to iron out, but things have come a long way.
That's wonderful. There's always more improvement, of course, but I'd like to see that your gross income has gone up now. Um,
Thank you.
so you're seeing some cash. I guess this is a
Hmm.
good. You're seeing some cash flow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Finally, at last.
Well, there you go. That's really great.
You were
Um,
telling us that you have some plans for the future.
yeah.
As far as the shop goes, the way we're set up now, we have a lot of square footage, but it's narrow. It's deep, but it's narrow. So maneuvering is kind of a headache. Well, not kind of, it's a massive headache. And we'd like to go somewhere a little bigger in the next year or so. And we're hoping that we'll be able to make that change, hopefully with the same landlord here, a very gracious gentleman. Um, and long term, my father and I would like to expand to a second location, preferably a little closer to in the Phoenix area.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Because the climate is so cool in Vegas, you want to keep it that way, and you want to go to Phoenix or
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you want to
We're
make
gluttons
sure
for
you're
punishment.
really hot.
Yeah.
but swamp coolers work there too, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is an advantage to that.
Yes. So you guys do have a goal of owning two locations, essentially, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
I've been working very closely with Mr. Todd Zern, my coach, our coach, and we are, I have a rather conservative 5-year plan that, we're going to be implementing things called flight tests here in the next few months or so to see what happens to the shop when my father and I step out for 24 hours, for 48 hours, 72 hours. And then as we start passing those flight tests, start extending them
Yep.
and using that time to go start scouting areas in AZ, but you know one painful step at a time.
Yeah, you can learn a lot about what area of your shop you need to put attention on when you're gone for 3 days.
Yeah.
I
I
like that name actually, flight
Like,
test.
we're gonna
yeah.
yeah, we're
We
gonna
should be
steal that. Do you
using
mind if we
that.
steal that?
Yeah, we're gonna steal
Yeah.
Good.
I
That's
told
great.
my yeah, I told my service advisor, just you know where the fire extinguishers are, you know.
Exactly. Just make sure the place hasn't burned to the ground when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good thing to do. Because then you're leaving it to the systems to see if the systems function without you having to hold their hands, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do it like you don't want to do it too early. You don't want to do it for too long. You know, like you don't want to be gone for like a month on an Alaskan cruise or something. You know, you want to just
No.
head out for a couple of days and see what happens.
Exactly.
But that's
Yeah.
great.
So I have another question. What I saw that you do some videos, and what got you to decide to do those videos? What got you into videos?
Which ones?
The ones where you're showing about the different engines and
Oh, on Facebook.
yeah.
Uh, well, that started from just we wanted to do more marketing
Mhm.
because I find that a lot of our material on the website, for instance, it it's very dry, somewhat impersonal. And so I wanted to emulate something like, for instance, Dave's Auto Center up in Automotive Center up in Utah is his YouTube channel is full of course, lots of awesome, brilliant bits of information, but also you get to you get to know Mr. Dave and his son, sorry, and the Dave's family, his techs, and I really like that because it's nice to see what's under the hood, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I always think that YouTube videos are great. We had a client that they were YouTube specialists and they were film people from California and they wanted to start their own YouTube channel and they ended up getting into the collision business and into the restoration business because they needed more content because they would make documentaries about restoration and they couldn't get enough content so they became a resto shop and they needed to run the shop so they came with Drive and we ended up helping them a lot getting their business rolling. But the whole purpose for the business to succeed was so they could make video content. And they have some of the best video content on YouTube. It's like really good stuff. And I love watching that type of content. Do you have it on YouTube as well, or do you keep it strictly to Facebook?
Right now, just Facebook, but I would like to mirror, what goes on YouTube goes on Facebook, all the
Right.
platforms. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, YouTube's not too hard to deal with. They're not they're pretty easy to deal with. So I would just take the dip, just get in there and make one.
Yeah. And it's always, there's this channel called Fortis, Fortis, if I'm not mistaken, and it highlights a lot of heavy machinery mechanics. And so if you ever want to have a good laugh, the most foul-mouthed men on the planet fixing these giant machines and yeah.
That's right. That's it. You have to have a rating on there.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it's time for a break. I think it's time for a break, Carly. You wanna do the commercial break?
Let's do the break. Okay, so above everything else, I gotta remind you about the expo. I get confused with my pointing fingers. The expo.
Exactly
So
right.
the expo is on September 24th to 20,
Six.
what is this? 26. Little letters here. I
Yes.
need magnifying glasses. Anyway, from the 24th to the 26th. But we also have classes the 2 days before the expo, live classes. So for all the people that have been complaining about not having live classes, this is your chance.
Exactly right.
This is your chance. We have 4 classes. You can take one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So for both days, you can go to driveshops.com and go to expo and you can register for the expo, which you should do that. And then also reserve your room and confirm, because if you want to take the classes, you have to be confirmed
For the expo.
because those are the guys that are going to be have the priority.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly right.
So you've got to do that. And today happens to be the day they announce we have the party, right?
Right. We have a
And
big party. We
yeah,
have our awards dinner on night at the expo, and then the next night we have a very big banger party because we like to party at Drive.
we like to
So,
party. And they
what's the
dress up.
theme this year?
The theme is you got to rep your sports team.
Yes, it's
Whether
sports
you're
team.
whether you play, I don't know if you play, but whether you play or you follow or you're a fanatic or you
Yeah.
just watch the games or you know whatever
If
your team in your town is,
Yep. If you're coming from
just bring it
Cleveland,
up. Bring
wear
it
your
on.
Cleveland jersey. We're just gonna wear our colors for the party. It's gonna be a big sports party, and if you're from San Diego and you want to wear, oh yeah, the Chargers aren't there anymore. If you're from Los Angeles and you want to wear your Chargers stuff, bring it.
Yeah, you have the Dodgers. I mean, you have anything, right?
Yeah.
Um, all right, so that's the expo, and then next Friday we have Jim Krell is going to be with us on Facebook Live. He has a great shop in Montana. He has a lot of I've never seen a shop with so many monitors, and everybody talks about it. It's like, oh yeah, that was a great shop, but all the monitors he has, it's like that's a talking
Is
point.
that
So.
is that
Hmm?
just all over the shop or just on his desk where
All
he has
over
it?
the shop, on his desk, and the walls everywhere.
There you go.
People can't miss it. Let's put it that way. So he's gonna so he likes all the toys. So he's gonna be with us next week.
Very good.
Over to
Now,
you.
will you be going to the expo this year?
Yes, I've already registered.
Very nice.
Good.
Very nice. And you can avail yourself of those master workshops if you wish on Tuesday and Wednesday as well.
It's just around
And
the corner, right? You're in the corner of the hotel.
oh, you don't even, yeah, you could be there like a week before if you wanted to just check the place out. I forgot you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
So you could walk to the thing probably. Yeah, so if you can come to the workshops, that'd be great. And you can find those on the client portal where everybody who's a client signs up for workshops.
Beauty. I'll look into those.
Look into those. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be great. Okay, and then anything else? Like, is there anything else that you want to go over? Like for your,
Something else that you would like to share with
yeah,
us or with everybody.
let me put it this way. What do you think is the fundamental change that's happened in the last 6 or so months that has been beneficial to your life? Like, that's what I'd like to know, actually.
You know, it,
Calling you out a little bit.
I'm gonna try to be, how do I say this? More so than anything, it's been a change in apprehension. You know, looking at the same coin from the different side.
Mhm.
My father and I, we're talented mechanics, talented technicians, but learning how to look at our trade from a business perspective has had a lot of growing pains, has consisted of like a lot of growing pains. And I think my father and I were and still are very passionate. And so what I've noticed is in order to run this thing, you have to, at least in my experience, we've had to step back a little bit and detach and start thinking more systematically rather than nitty gritty. Now there are a lot of details that we're still ironing out. Of course, nowhere's perfect, but I think that has been the biggest change that we've noticed and how we approach and manage our shop.
Yeah.
And my dad and I are friendly people by nature. We My dad is probably the funniest person I know, and I know too many awful and inappropriate jokes far too young. And
I like this guy.
yeah, and you know, and that we've brought that to bear on our, you know, making new friends, bringing in new accounts, and obviously, I don't want to say the word dealing. I can't think of a better word, but dealing with our employees and making sure that
Right.
they're treated they're treated well.
Right.
And you know, I think that's I think that's as succinct as I can be on that topic.
That's great. Now, how much of the workshop training have you done with Drive?
Ooh, I've taken loads of classes. I took I was taking at the beginning, like January, February, I was in courses every single, well, the ones that were available to me or the ones that Mr. Zern and I agreed I needed to take immediately. I was in courses every day, every other day, something like that.
Yeah, very good. So how has that been? Do you feel like that's been effective?
Oh, absolutely. It's what has helped, because I've heard of SOPs. I've heard of I've heard of profit. Uh
Exactly. Some people are like,
and
yeah, we've heard of it.
yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. And so it was helpful to us to, to approach it. Okay, we're going to be unemotional. We're going to be detached. We're going, okay, this is a system that, or a tool that helps us approach this problem. Okay, now we're going to go to this problem. And I am doing my best to get back into those classes. I had to step away a little bit while I went from like a lot of heavy onboarding on the training to implementation and testing. And now, especially since I took the master shop,
Master Workshop, Essentials of Shop
workshop,
Management.
I realize how much of the basics have, even though I wrote them down, how much of those I had forgotten. So it's going to be very important in the next few months that I return to these courses and refresh myself.
Right. That's the key. You study the material, then you go apply it, and then you come back, you study some more, and then you go apply it, study some more, go apply it. That's how it
Yeah.
works. It's totally okay to go and take that information that you've learned and make something better in your shop. If you got to focus on that for a little while, you do that. And then you come
Yeah.
back and you take some more classes. That's the design. It's designed for that.
It's like a
It's,
good book. Every time you
Yeah.
read it, you come back and you get something new out of it.
Yep.
yeah, that's
Because
true.
the book might have not changed, but you did. That's why
Yes.
you read it again the third time a year from now or 5 years from now. It's a different book because you're different.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you
Does
implement things change.
yeah. Does any workshop sticks out like more significant than any other
Or any subject.
or any subject for that matter? Yeah.
I think one of the ones that I like to go back is the bonus incentive programs,
Mhm.
the building a profitable estimate again. I think that one's a good one. I think that one's going to be one that I would like to return to periodically.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, how to balance everything.
Yeah. Very cool.
Um, I have a list of another one of like three or four, but I don't have them on me. But yeah, there's about three to five courses that I'd like to go back to in the immediate future.
Yeah. Very cool. Very good. So, what plans do you have when you get to the expo? Because you don't have too far to go. You're just going to come and you can drive to the Westgate right from where you are. You're not going to stay at the hotel,
Probably
are you?
walk. No,
Probably
it's
walk.
Mm, mm,
Well, not in 115-degree weather. You don't.
no,
But
no. Bide
but
my time until the part. No, no.
but are you going to get a hotel at the Westgate or a room at the Westgate, or are you
No,
just going to
I'll,
come in?
I'll drive in and attend.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you there, my friend.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, we're getting close. I think we're getting close to the end of the show. This 30 minutes always goes so quickly. It's been
Yes.
such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Javier, for joining us, and thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we'll see you next week. Couldn't make the live show? Subscribe to the Drive YouTube channel and watch full episodes, shop tours, workshops, and industry conversations anytime.